Meet Daniel, a 29-year-old software engineer who loved the thrill of the market. Every morning, he'd scroll through Reddit forums chasing hot stock picks. In 2021, he made $15,000 in a week and lost $30,000 the next month. Meanwhile, his friend Olivia, same salary, same city, invested in a low-cost index fund and forgot about it. Fast forward 3 years, and Olivia's boring portfolio quietly grew by over 28%, while Daniel's emotional roller coaster left him exhausted and broke. The rich don't chase excitement, they chase predictability. Sounds boring, right? But that's exactly the point. So here's the uncomfortable truth. If the rich love boring investments, why do most people still avoid them? Why do we equate excitement with success, even when history screams the opposite? And how can you turn this boring secret into your path to freedom? In this video, we'll dive deep into the reasons why rich people love boring investments, the exact psychology, principles, and frameworks that quietly build generational wealth, while others burn out chasing trends. If you're serious about building wealth and breaking free from money problems, hit that subscribe button. We've got powerful content lined up to fuel your journey. Let's dive in. Reason number 1. Predictable, low-volatility assets. The wealthy don't chase drama. They buy streams that behave like a clock, reliable, incremental, and quietly compound. Put $10,000 into a diversified index fund tracking the S&P 500 and let compounding take over. History shows the math favors patience. Rich people understand volatility as a tax on decisions. Large swings make you act, and action costs money. Instead of trying to time the market, they embrace systematic, repeatable contributions to stocks, bonds, dividend-paying ETFs, and low-cost mutual funds. When a portfolio produces cash consistently, it acts like an internal runway during downturns. The wealthy optimize for the long run, low fees, tax efficiency, and the ability to sleep at night. That approach compounds not just capital, but freedom. And freedom is the real KPI they're aiming to grow. Reason number 2, lower fees and friction. This means more money stays working for you. Fees are the silent wealth destroyer. An active mutual fund charging 1.2% annually might seem small, but over 30 years that fee can shave tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands, off your ending balance compared to a 0.05% index ETF. The math favors low-cost instruments. Every basis point you remove is extra capital compounding. Rich people know to optimize fee structure first, then chase returns. That's why you'll find them in low-cost index funds, institutional share classes, tax-efficient ETFs, or direct institutional real estate vehicles with minimal management fees. They treat fees as recurring expenses to be optimized, renegotiate, compare share classes, and always ask the question, who benefits from this fee? If it isn't you, it's probably time to move your capital. Reason number 3. Steady cash flow beats one-time exits because income funds reinvestment and optionality. Cash flow creates options. A business that prints intermittent headline profits, but no steady cash is riskier than a boring rental that generates $1,000 net monthly. Wealthy investors prioritize assets that provide regular cash, dividend stocks, bonds, rental properties, and annuities. Consistent income funds reinvest back into growth or provide a safety buffer during bad markets. This reduces the need to sell equities during downturns and preserves long-term growth. Cash flow also multiplies choices. Fund new investments, pay down high-interest debt, or build reserves that allow bargain purchases during recessions. Savvy investors often convert wealth into income-producing assets as their capital grows, shifting from pure appreciation strategies into cash flow thinking. In practice, steady cash flow smooths lifestyle finance and increases net worth without active management. Reason number 4, capital preservation. Boring investments protect principal better than moonshots. Wealth isn't made purely from big wins. It's preserved by protecting what matters. The ultra-wealthy are risk engineers. They allocate a portion of capital to high-growth ideas, but the core remains conservative. Government bonds, investment-grade corporate debt, cash-flowing real estate, and blue-chip dividend stocks. The consequence is survivorship. In market shocks, portfolios constructed with capital preservation in mind survive and recover far faster. Picture two investors during a major bear market. The speculator loses 60% and panics. The steady allocator drops 20% and keeps adding. The difference compounds over decades. Boring asset classes are the bedrock that enables occasional calculated bets. This isn't about being timid, it's about being strategic. Number 5. Predictability simplifies tax planning and legal structuring. Taxes and legal structure matter at scale. Boring investments typically offer cleaner tax profiles, long-term capital gains on index funds, qualified dividends, and municipal bond interest that's often tax-exempt. Wealthy investors exploit these predictable treatments to design tax-efficient portfolios and estate plans. When your income is lumpy or you trade often, tax planning becomes costly and complex. Predictable cash flows allow for forward-looking tax strategies. Legal structuring, LLCs for rental properties, trusts for estate planning, and family-limited partnerships also become simpler when assets are stable and cash-generative. That predictability reduces compliance risk, legal expenses, and surprises from tax authorities. The wealthy treat taxes not as an afterthought but as a line item to optimize against, and boring investments make that optimization reliable. Number 6. Liquidity control. Boring assets let you balance access and commitment. Wealthy people manage liquidity like a tool, not an emergency. Boring investments offer flexibility. Money market funds, high-quality bonds, and certain ETFs provide rapid liquidity, while rental properties and private equity provide higher yields at the cost of time-locked capital. The rich design a laddered system: short-term liquidity for living expenses, medium-term allocations for opportunistic purchases, and longer-term commitments that yield higher returns. Consider a portfolio with a 2-year cash buffer in short-term bonds, plus a dividend portfolio. During a crash, you draw from the buffer and let equities recover. That discipline reduces forced selling and allows compounding to work uninterrupted. Liquidity control also enables strategic deployment. Soaring investments are easier to layer into such a ladder because their cash timings are known. Number 7. Behavioral leverage. Boring removes emotion from investing decisions. The richest people are emotionally literate with money. Boring investments reduce noise and the urge to act on fear or greed. Index funds and dividend strategies create a mechanical saving and investing rhythm. Automatic contributions, periodic rebalancing, and disciplined dividend reinvestment plans. This mechanical approach neutralizes behavioral biases that kill returns: overtrading, chasing hot sectors, or panicking during drawdowns. Because the assets are unsexy, they're less prone to herding and media hype. That gives wealthy investors a psychological edge. They don't need perfect timing if they have consistent habits. Behavioral leverage compounds like capital. If you invest $1,000 monthly through market cycles, your returns are a function of time and habit, not market timing. Boring investments allow systems to outperform personalities. In the end, removing emotional input from allocation decisions is one of the richest people's most repeatable advantages. Number 8. Institutional access turns boring into asymmetric advantage. What looks boring to retail often appears efficient to institutions. Institutional investors, family offices, pension funds, endowments dominate boring asset classes because they can access lower fees, private placements, and preferential allocations. High net worth individuals emulate these structures to secure better terms. Institutional share classes, direct lending, private REITs, or syndicated commercial real estate with negotiated fees. The wealthy also use structured products and tax-optimized vehicles unavailable to most retail investors. By shifting capital into these channels, they harvest incremental yield while avoiding headline risk. That's why boring investments become asymmetric. The same underlying cash flows that retail investors see become more productive when wrapped in institutional structures. Here is a bonus for you. Boring investments are the infrastructure for wealth creation, enabling concentration where it counts. The true genius of boring investments is that they create an infrastructure, a stable base of capital, cash flow, and options that lets wealthy people concentrate capital intelligently when high ROI asymmetric opportunities appear. With a diversified low-cost core, index funds, bonds, cash-flowing real estate, dividend ETFs, they maintain optionality, venture bets, private equity, or starting companies. Boring investments underwrite the audacity of wealth creation by providing the stability to swing for big returns with real conviction. That's the paradox. The quieter your core, the louder your optional upside can be. The world salivates for the spectacular, but real wealth prefers the invisible engine, low-cost, steady, boring investments that compound, protect, and create options. If you want to think like the rich, build your base quietly, then deploy boldly. Take a moment to consider. Did this content resonate with you? If even one concept sparked inspiration or clarity, share your thoughts. Subscribe the channel and share the video. Who need this? Now, if you're curious about the stealth wealth rules of the top 1%, that's exactly what I cover in the next video. See you there.